The art show is called the DNA of Dreams and Dream of DNA. Why did I come out with that name? Well, first of all, because this photograph here, I was commissioned by Renaissance to do this letter art, and this was actually for part of the BDNY, a very big boutique hotel trade shows in Jacob Javits. Within that 3 days, I was just busy painting the heck out of this mural. Meanwhile, I did have a little booth showing my artwork, but everyone was like, so I'm actually doing the painting and all that of the work. And so the content of the letter R has the DNA strands. It's basically, as you can see right here, the DNA is like a wave pattern because DNA and Renaissance has being rebirth, and that's the science and the science and the esoteric part of my art show. But also, most important of all, this is a retrospective of my work from the past 10 years. And the 10 years of work that I worked on, mainly this wall kind of says it all. I'm a consultant for a company called Dash. And I'm very grateful that I've been, since I'm a freelancer, I've been this long, for a company. If I was full time, I don't know how long I could, last in a company. But they really utilize my talent on doing renderings. So these renderings became, and some of my coworkers would also know where some of these renderings come from. So these renderings, I made it into like a fantasy scenarios, and this is when I realized that these interiors can also become very biomorphic, biomechanical, almost like very like I said, fantasy like. So within the 10 years, a lot of these work, I would work on it a little bit, put it down, and then come back and rework it again. So this is like actually work in progress. To fast forward 10 years, present time, are these sketches right here. And these sketches are very important because they support my first commissioned mural work. Now, I've been doing murals for 10 years, starting being involved with Burning Man. And to me, this is such a great exposure that Renaissance Hotel Marriott has recognized my talent as a muralist. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful being a renderer, but I'm literally taking rendering to another level. Is what you see here. So these drawings, I love doing these drawings here because I live in Staten Island. That's what I tell people. I have a long commute, so I spend the time doing the drawings. So therefore, I'm like a street artist, right? The main part of these drawings that support the Renaissance art is called, I call it the wave function, because everything has a wave pattern from meditation to what they call the delta wave. So the wave function is very important when you're sleeping, because when you're sleeping in Hastens bed, and I'm not, I know exactly right. I'm not sounding like a salesperson, but even though I do see myself as Don Draper. Any of you guys like this show, man? I love that show. But I'm passionate about art, so to me it's amalgamation of, okay, so what is wave, right? So wave is when you're sleeping. It's called the delta wave. When you're on what I call it well, I was gonna say wake and bake, but that's when you smoke weed. Because I think so. Yes, true, ladies and gentlemen. There's a thing called the endocannabinoid receptor, which is the nerve that actually receive THC, because actually marijuana and sleeping. Well, when you wake up, you drink coffee and you're wake and bake, and again, I did about 30 different video blogs of me running while high, but then watching the wave, because I live near Staten Island. That's how far away I live, and so the wave function has become my passion. So the wave also, as you can see, and there's so much going on here, I could spend the whole entire night explaining to you the details, but you see horses running, horses running in the wave, because why the horses? Look at behind you. That horse was a surprise. That horse was actually inspired by Renaissance art, because Renaissance gave me a letter art to paint. So then the horse represents the company. Why is the horse part of the bed? Because in these layers, one of the layers have the hair, the mane of the horse. when you cut it really short, it looks like very curly. It's like ooh, but it's organic, right? So so it's organic. So the way you sleep, your delta wave, and also when you're sleeping, it's when you're sleeping, your body repairs the damaged cells, and also your brain deletes all the crap that's in your head. This is actually, I'm pulling this from a short clip that Hastens has. It's called The Architecture of Sleep. So I piggyback that concept into my artwork. Okay, and so that's why you have these horses here, and then these lines that you see right here, these sort of crisscross checkerboard patterns. If you look at a diamond, and this is from my friend, I don't know, is Lua here, because she just got her GI degree. That diamond and gemstones also relates to the DNA, is because the molecules all align like a very straight linear line. So the line itself, the grid pattern is actually what do you call it? Like the base for all your wave functions, if you will. So the wave that you see right here throughout my drawings, is the wave also relates to the double helix of a DNA, and again, going back to sleeping, it's the sleeping in the bed, the health, what you put in your body, the healthiness. Your next generation, that's going to affect your DNA, or so-called the transmutations of from sleeping to eating to dieting, and that's your next generation is going to be even healthier. So that's the essence of the wave function patterns, and how I relate to I guess here to the present time of having taking you guys to the art shows here. So basically, so in a nutshell, the 10-year retrospective is 10 years of working at Dash projects, and we work on various hotel projects. For instance, I think now the upper left-hand corner, I think that's Renaissance. I think you guys, this is a project I worked with Ceci, and I was very proud of that project. We worked hours and hours, and nothing happened. But it's called Nest. It's called Nest, like bird's nest, and that's why it looks like very what's the word, biomorphic, And this was probably the most fantasy-like projects that I did at Dash. The other ones right here I thought was very interesting too. Is we had some Godiva project, and Godiva, to me, how do you take chocolate and make it into fantasy, and all that. Well, I just want to show you this one right here. I guess Molly's not here. That's her hand. I also do body paintings too, hand-ons. So aside being an artist and a designer, I do body painting. So in conjunctions with the work I did in Dash, right behind you is my friend Leon, who commissioned me 10 years ago his book on science fiction. It's called Fly Star. And this is where the whole biomorphic and science fiction mixed with architecture all amalgamated together. This is where Jim Su, the artist, can actually fantasize. Not like the way he did when he was 16 years old, where, when he was still young, but I think, yeah, yeah, so that right there, and also retrospective, these are some of the work that I do. Call it surrealism if you like. Some of the biomorphic also was inspired. One of my experiences, I love Antonio Gaudi. I went to Barcelona. When I saw Sagrada Familia, it actually changed my life. You can't look at a history book or a book and say, oh yeah, this is where it is. You gotta experience it. It's like going to a restaurant. You gotta eat the food and realize how it tastes and all that. So that's what I'm trying to convey. And so overall, what it is that I combine my architectural background with my artistic background. You know, always wanted to be a designer, but yeah, very you know, my always being very artistic with my passion and all that. So and anyway, and everything leads to tonight, and this is 10 years of my work here. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my God, I think I must have